All right, everyone. I am here with Cobra Kai co-creator Josh HEALD. Josh, it is amazing to have you here.
Good to see you.
We're here at the writer's strike. We're here in front of the Fox Studios, and I was wondering if you could kind of give your perspective on the strike, what this means for TV shows that we love like Cobra Kai, and what it means for the Cobra Kai show.
We kind of all knew this strike was coming for a while. It felt, the drumbeat was there that this was a generational strike that needed to happen. It was a generational negotiation, I should say. Like, the strike felt inevitable, and now we're here, and it was, I guess, because what needs to happen is the contracts that the writers get need to kind of match the work that's being done. The contracts that exist, the template for how writers are employed and treated is something that might be familiar if you're making, Three's Company back in 1981, but doesn't really make sense if you're writing a 6-episode, limited series for Netflix in 2023. So, the Writers Guild is really just after a fair contract that acknowledges how episodes are made, how long it takes to make them, how writers are compensated, and how writers can make a career out of it. And so it doesn't turn into a job gig that people aren't sure if they could stay in the profession. So it's necessary. I hope the two sides can experience some movement, both, in a positive direction, and get back to the table and end it.
So as far as writing in the Cobra Kai series, how integral are writers to the show itself? I know a lot of people think, oh, you kind of maybe write ahead of time and then you go shoot it. Like, what is that process like for Cobra Kai?
We're writing constantly on Cobra Kai. I mean, we have an initial script that, either we will write or somebody in our writer's room will write. That script goes through multiple drafts before production, during pre-production, of any given episode, while you're making an episode, and you're rehearsing and you're seeing things on the day. You might change something significantly that not only change something for that scene, but will change something and have a ripple effect through other scripts. So it's crucial for a highly serialized show like ours to have writers, not just in a writer's room period, but through production, to be able to track these changes, pitch fixes. Sometimes you lose a location, you have an actor who gets sick, who can't be part of the show anymore, and the show needs to still continue on and make sense. And without a writer there, you really are just beholden to this script that no longer matches the situation. So, I mean, that's kind of what the reality of making a serialized show is now versus making a traditional broadcast sitcom, where it was more, here are 3 sets, here are 5 actors, here is the situation of the week. And, your final script might have joke changes, dialogue changes, but not massive changes that carry over into the next episode. It's kind of like you're writing an ongoing movie that is happening in real time. So the writing is and has always been a crucial element.
Now, people have talked about AI. It's exploded over the past 6 months. How much of a threat do you think that is to the profession of writing?
I see AI as a interesting tool that both the writers can use, the studios can use, but it's a tool. It's something that can be suggestive. It's something that might suggest a marketing plan for how to launch a season. It's something that might suggest a storyline or an idea or a genesis of something to look at AI and say, this is how we are going to tell stories, really doesn't make any kind of sense. I'll use one of my own movies as an example, A Hot Tub Time Machine. I don't think AI would necessarily just come up with Hot Tub Time Machine. I think if you asked AI now to write a Josh HEALD style feature film, it would take elements of that because AI has to pull from somewhere. But unless people want just derivative material that is regurgitated type of content based on everything that's come before and nothing absolutely brand new, then I would say you need writers. You need the genesis of an original idea. And I don't think AI is showing an original idea. I think it's showing the ability to mimic what is out there based on material that's available. And it's always more beautiful to bring something to life than to create something in a lab.
Absolutely. Now, we know that season 6 is coming, and there may be a bit of a wait. What would you say to fans as far as like maybe a tease for season 6?
It's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of karate. It's going to be a lot of kicking and punching. all the things you love. I mean, anything you love about Cobra Kai is going to be in season 6. Any storyline you're hoping to see resolved will most likely be resolved in a way that is satisfying and thrilling, and there's going to be a lot more surprises to come along the way as well. You know, the first season was our most important season in terms of recreating the Karate Kid universe, creating the language of what the Cobra Kai universe is. The last season for any given series is equally important. You have to bring this large jumbo jet in for a landing that, you know, there's other landings to look at in terms of, you know, how shows end and how they go out. This one has to make sense for this universe, but it also has to be original as well. And it's going to be a really fun experience making it. It's going to be an even more fun experience watching it with everybody when it comes out. And I just can't wait to get out of, you know, this strike and have a fair deal so we can get back to the writer's room and keep writing it.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Josh, so much for joining me today on the picket lines in front of Fox Studios. We hope that an agreement can be reached as soon as possible.
Thanks, Ken. Strike hard.